America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lamar Johnson, and he's been in jail since 1995. 28 years he's been behind bars for a murder he never ever committed. In fact, the real murderer took the stand and confessed that he did the murder along with another person and not Lamar Johnson, and they still didn't let him go. That is pure evil. And the funny part is, these folks really truly believe we should be respecting their system. And I'm sorry, I ain't feeling it. These exonerations occur every day in America. And it goes to show you how deep they have gone with incarcerating innocent people in this country. They've been doing this from the beginning. This did not just start, this started centuries ago. And they had no intentions on fixing this because they were benefiting from it. They were benefiting from jailing the same people they had in chattel slavery. And they got them behind bars doing all this labor that they benefit from. So they don't see the harm in gathering black men up and tossing them behind bars, even if they're innocent. This is the main reason why there are so many Caucasian cops in the black community. It is to keep their jails fully stocked so that the labor can get done each and every day in this country. If they weren't doing anything wrong, we would not see exonerations every day in America. And this act is another reason why reparations is a necessity. Not only should Lamar Johnson get out of jail, he should be heavily compensated for all of the unnecessary trouble and the fact that you robbed him out of 28 years of his life, out of you just being a demon. No other reason. You're just demonic. Your system is demonic. The people that run your system is demonic. The people that are out on the streets grabbing these men up are demonic. So prosecutors are now battling over the wrongful conviction of Lamar Johnson. And he's been in prison 28 years and has maintained his innocence the entire time. And he wants to be free. But the battle for his freedom in St. Louis still goes on to this week, and he's still not free, although they know who the real killers are. So there's an extraordinary legal battle underway in St. Louis this week, an effort to release a man from prison. Lamar Johnson maintained for years he was innocent of murder. And it wasn't until St. Louis Public Radio, Jason Rosenbaum, says Johnson has an unlikely ally, the St. Louis prosecutor. So the prosecutor, 28 years later, are trying to get him free. Now, just remember, it was a prosecutor that got him behind bars 28 years ago. So he was convicted for murdering a man by the name of Marcus Boyd. Now, what happened was two men in ski masks approached Marcus Boyd as he was sitting on his front porch in St. Louis, and he was fatally shot and killed by two entirely different men. And Lamar Johnson was not involved in any kind of way in that shooting. So James Howard was on the stand and he was questioned about Marcus Boyd. He confessed to the killing along with another man by the name of Philip Campbell. After getting that confession, you would think they would have let Lamar Johnson go free. They didn't. They didn't. They got a confession directly from one of the killers. And in this demonic system, that still was not enough to free Lamar Johnson. So when James Howard made the confession in court, a startling confession that he was one of two people that killed Marcus Boyd. They just marched Lamar Johnson back into prison. That's what they did. He didn't set him free. So now they got him in court again, and there are still people railing against Lamar Johnson. They're trying to prevent him from being free. They're trying to maintain that the verdict was correct and they should stand on this verdict. Wow. However, the Missouri Supreme Court also said, they tried to set up a conviction integrity unit to try to free Johnson. And Missouri Supreme Court said they didn't have the power to release him. I mean, you see how wicked this place is. So, anyway, the decision led to lawmakers trying to pass a new law that allows prosecutors to vacate prison sentences handed down in older cases. So, all the way up until now, a prosecutor could not overturn a conviction in Missouri. And that is a deliberate act. So, whoever they put in there that's innocent can't get out. See, they want your labor behind bars. They want you to lose your rights and go back to a slave status. And it's always consistently a black man. That's how you know it's a deliberate act. So, mm, mm, mm. So the current prosecutor said we don't want the wrong person to be charged or put into a conviction that was obtained unlawfully or with bad evidence, but that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did, y'all. So he's still got a big fight ahead, and it's really sad. And it was another man that they actually brought up too during this case. A Kansas City man that was exonerated last year that served more than 40 years for a triple murder he never committed. And of course, it was a black man. Isn't this what we always consistently see? Mm-mm-mm. So, some legal experts say it makes sense for Missouri Attorney General to be a backdrop when prosecutors don't have a solid foundation for freeing somebody from prison. But the University of Washington School of Law professor Peter Joy says this legal fight over Lamar Johnson is part of a broader battle over wrongful convictions and over how attorney generals see those cases. Even when there is proof of innocence, a lot of the offices will stick to that kind of tunnel vision. So, Lamar Johnson, he's got to sit around and wait for some judge to free him. So, a judge will decide whether Gardner's case is convincing enough to vacate Johnson's sentence, which would allow him to be released from prison. This is according to Jason Rosenbaum in St. Louis. And I say this is a travesty, but it's a travesty that America has no problem committing over and over. And this is still going on to this very day. This thing about putting Black men in jail for petty crimes for long periods of time, or just putting anybody in there for crimes they never committed, is a mission America has been on for centuries. And they have pulled it off all the way up to this very day. It's still going on. Now you know why Caucasian cops are heavily inundated in the Black community. It is to keep the prison work going, the slave labor that these men get paid pennies on the dollar, and in some institutions, depending on where they're jailed, it's free labor, just like chattel slavery. And this place has been content with this entire thing. So, y'all gonna have to tell me what you think about this demon system and yet another man, another day. And we'll see in the days ahead, all through 2023 and beyond, these wrongful convictions. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.